Good morning, you're watching Hornbill TV's Morning Pulse. Tension erupted in Manipur's Wapong Inthan Naga village on March 11th after security forces allegedly dismantled bunkers set up by local villagers for protection. Villagers claiming that security forces opened fire near a volunteer camp. Following the incident, several civil society organizations have condemned the action of Assam Rifles, the Foothills Naga Coordination Committee, FNCC, Senapati District Students Association, SDSA, All India Students Union AISU and the Joint Tribes Students Association JTSA alleged that Assam Rifles personnel carried out an operation in the village that resulted in destruction of bunkers constructed by local volunteers and created panic among residents. The FNCC described the incident as a serious form of intimidation and alleged that security forces destroyed bunkers constructed by villagers who were safeguarding their ancestral land. The organization demanded a thorough and impartial inquiry into the incident and called for respect for the customary land rights and dignity of Naga people. In a separate statement, the Senapati District Students Association expressed outrage over the dismantling of bunkers, gates and signboards in Wapong Inthan village. The association said the structures had been erected as a line of defense to protect residents in an environment where security concerns remain high. The All India Students Union also condemned the incident, alleging that volunteers guarding the village were fired upon and harassed. The union stated that such actions had created panic among villagers and called for immediate inquiry into the matter, accountability for those responsible, and respect for the rights of the Naga people. Meanwhile, the Joint Tribes Students Association alleged that the operation had escalated tension and distress among locals. The organization claimed that bunkers built by village guards were destroyed and that several rounds of ammunition were fired towards the village, creating fear among civilians.
अभी मिल जाएगा अभी रुको वेट करो ये काटो अरे मिलेगा मिल जाएगा इधर नहीं है अभी देगा ना अभी अरे देगा भाई गो 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 अरे बात कर रहे हैं वो क्या बात कर रहे हैं उधर बात कर रहे हैं I am the youth minister. Okay, fine. Then tell your people. I already. I will put my voice.
Responding to allegations, an Assam Rifle officer said the force was deployed only to maintain peace and prevent tensions between communities from escalating. The officer added that security forces were also concerned about reports of firing in the area and were trying to ascertain the source of the incident. Emphasizing the priority of the force was to maintain peace and calm in the area, the officer said security personnel were present only to prevent further escalation. Home Minister Amit Shah on Wednesday said that it is unfortunate for the country's parliamentary politics that the opposition has brought a resolution for the removal of Speaker Om Birla and that members are expected to speak and participate in proceedings according to the rules and procedures. Replying to the two-day debate on the opposition resolution, Amit Shah said that the Speaker serves as a neutral custodian representing both the ruling party and the opposition. He said the House is not a marketplace and the members are expected to follow the rules.
मान्यवर एक प्रकार से ये जो घटना है वो कोई सामान्य घटना नहीं है। करीब 4 दशक के बाद एक बार फिर से लोकसभा अध्यक्ष के सामने अविश्वास प्रस्ताव आया और एक प्रकार से मैं ये भी कहना चाहता हूं कि संसदीय राजनीति और ये सदन दोनों के लिए ये अफसोसजनक घटना है, क्योंकि स्पीकर जो होते हैं वो किसी दल के नहीं होते, सदन के होते हैं और एक प्रकार से सदन के सभी सदस्यों के अधिकार के वो संरक्षक भी होते हैं.
Shah said that when the present speaker was elected, leaders from both the ruling party and the opposition had jointly escorted him to the chair, reflecting the House's collective respect for the office. He stressed that both sides must ensure a free and impartial environment for the speaker to perform his duties. Shah added that while members may disagree with the speaker's decisions, the rules of the Lok Sabha regard the speaker's ruling as final, and he criticized the opposition for questioning the speaker's integrity, saying it goes against established parliamentary tradition.
पूरे सदन को बताना चाहता हूं कि स्पीकर की नियुक्ति जब हुई, अभी के विद्यमान स्पीकर साहब की जब नियुक्ति हुई, तब दोनों दलों के नेता ने एक साथ उनको आसन पर बिठाने का काम किया. इसका मतलब है स्पीकर को अपने दायित्वों के निर्वहन के लिए पक्ष और प्रतिपक्ष दोनों ने एक प्रकार से मुक्त माहौल भी देना है और दायित्वों के निर्वहन के लिए उनका समर्थन भी करना है. मगर आज स्पीकर के निर्णय पर कोई असहमति तो व्यक्त हो सकती है, मगर लोकसभा के नियमों में स्पीकर के निर्णय को अंतिम माना गया. मान्यवर, इससे विपरीत विपक्ष ने स्पीकर की निष्ठा पर सवालिया निशान खड़ा किया.
For the first time ever, the Supreme Court has permitted passive euthanasia on a 32-year-old man. The apex court has permitted the withdrawal of artificial life support of Harish Rana, who has been in a comatose condition for more than 12 years. Passive euthanasia is the intentional act of letting a patient die by withholding or withdrawing life support or the treatment necessary to keep him alive. Ghaziabad native Harish Rana, who was a student of Punjab University, suffered head injuries after falling from the 4th floor of his paying guest accommodation in 2013 and has been in a coma for over a decade. A bench of Justices J.V. Pardiwala and K.V. Vishnath directed AIIMS Delhi to grant admission in palliative care to Rana so that the medical treatment can be withdrawn. It must be ensured that it is withdrawn with a tailored plan so that dignity is maintained, the bench said. The order along passive euthanasia is in terms of its 2018 Common Cause judgment, which was modified in 2023, recognizing the fundamental right to die with dignity.
परमात्मा का धन्यवाद करता हूँ जो आज जो हम करने जा रहे वो हुआ है, वो हम चाहते थे। ऐसे ही हमें न्यायाधीश टकरे जिन्होंने वो जजमेंट दी। 3 साल हो गए लड़ाई लड़ते हुए। कौन माता पिता अपना चाहता है कि अपने बेटे को ऐसे करे, परंतु हम चाहते कि जनहित में ऐसे पता नहीं हरीश जैसे कितने लोग पड़े हैं, उनका भी कल्याण हो। तो इसलिए ये मामला जो है चलता गया हाई कोर्ट से सुप्रीम कोर्ट में दोबारा अपील करी और आज हमें सफलता मिली है। तो इसका ऐसा है कि अब ये मीडिया में वहाँ एम्स में ले जाया जाएगा, तो उसके लिए हम डिस्कस कर लेंगे। सर आज शाम को बेटा भी आएगा, हमारी मैडम है जो इसकी सेवा करती हैं दिन रात। आज 12.5 साल हो गए। बीमार नहीं है ये बच्चा, सिविल इंजीनियरिंग कर रहा था और टॉपर था CU का। 2 कंपटीशन जीत चुका था, तीसरा जीतना था इसने पंजाब यूनिवर्सिटी में।
इमोशनली बहुत टफ है, क्योंकि अपने ही बच्चे को अपनी आंखों के सामने मरता हुआ देखना किसी भी पेरेंट के लिए अच्छा नहीं होता, लेकिन वो 13 साल से यही होता देख रहे थे। इसी वजह से सुप्रीम कोर्ट आए थे और सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने आज आर्टिकल 21 के मातहत राइट टू डाई का राइट हरीश राणा को दे दिया गया है। अगले 1 हफ्ते के बीच में एम्स में पहुंच जाएगा हरीश राणा और वहाँ उसकी सारी जो ट्यूब्स वगैरह सब रिमूव कर दी जाएंगी और जैसे वो ट्यूब रिमूव होगी नेचुरल स्टेट में होगा, और नेचुरल जैसे भी उसकी डेथ हो सकती होगी होगा, तो मतलब अब कोई छेड़खानी नहीं होगी, सब कुछ नेचुरल होगा।
2018 में दिया था, वो क्या फैसला था उसके बारे में?
कॉमन कोज में गाइडलाइन बनाई गई थी कि अगर पैलेटिव स्टेट में है, कोई 100% नॉन मूवमेंट में है, तो उसको कैसे ट्रीट किया जा सकता है, कैसे उसके साथ बिहेव किया जाएगा, क्या डायरेक्शंस थे, वो गाइडलाइन दी गई थी।
यानी कि एक्टिव यूथेनेशिया नहीं था, पैसिव यूथेनेशिया।
तब भी पैसिव ही था। पूरी दुनिया में भी एक्टिव बहुत ज्यादा पॉपुलर नहीं है, पैसिव ही है और वो भी बहुत थोड़ा सा। उसमें से आज छोटी सी किरण भारत में भी निकली है और सारे देश के CMOs को डायरेक्शन दे दिया गया है कि अपने यहाँ भी प्राइमरी और सेकेंडरी बोर्ड बना के रखें और उसकी समय समय पर रिपोर्ट अपने मंत्रालय को करते रहें।
On the issue of Indian medical students stranded in Iran amid the ongoing regional tensions, Indian Medical Association President Anil Nayak said that the association has advised students to contact the Indian embassy when the conflict began. He noted that nearly 90% of the students have already managed to return to India, while a few remain stranded due to examinations and other academic commitments that prevented them from leaving earlier.
काफ़ी सारे स्टूडेंट्स जो अभी भी फंसे हुए हैं, इस पर कोई इसी तरह की आपकी बातचीत हुई है? क्योंकि पहले आपने लेटर भी लिखा था।
हमने जब ये ईरान और अमेरिका इजराइल के साथ युद्ध चालू हुआ और मिडल ईस्ट में जो हमारे इंडियन फंसे हुए थे, उसके बारे में हमने गवर्नमेंट के जो एम्बेसी के नंबर थे और हमारे कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर के साथ सबको हमने एक लेटर लिखा था कि आप वहाँ फंसे हो तो आप इंडियन एम्बेसी के कॉन्टैक्ट करें या हमें कॉन्टैक्ट करें, तो हम फैसिलिटेट करेंगे कि आप वापस आ सकें। तो वो लेटर के अनुसार में हमारे लगभग जो डॉक्टर टूरिस्ट गए थे, लगभग मोर देन 80-90% वापस आ गए। जब तक स्टूडेंट का ख्याल है, तो हमारे गवर्नमेंट ने भी युद्ध से पहले उन लोगों को बोला था कि ये सेफ है तो इंडियन लोग वापस आ जाए। बट कुछ कंट्री में हमारे जो इंडियन मेडिकल स्टूडेंट पढ़ रहे हैं, वहाँ एग्ज़ाम की तैयारी हो रही थी, एग्ज़ाम थी, तो वो एग्ज़ाम छोड़ के आ नहीं रह पा रहे थे और युद्ध चालू हो गया। तो अभी एग्ज़ाम ख़त्म हो गए, ऐसे वीडियो हमने सोशल मीडिया में देखा है कि अब वो एग्ज़ाम ख़त्म हो गए, वो आना चाहते हैं। तो उसमें से बहुत सारे मोर देन 70% स्टूडेंट तो आ गए, कुछ लोग अभी भी फंसे हुए हैं। तो हम उनसे विनती करते हैं कि आप इंडियन एम्बेसी को कांटेक्ट करिए, वो लोग आपको बस अच्छी सलाह देंगे और आपके इवैक्यूएशन के लिए, आपके यहाँ वापस आने के लिए वो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के साथ ताल मिलाकर आपके निकलने की व्यवस्था करेंगे। हम दूसरी बार भी इंडियन गवर्नमेंट को हम रिक्वेस्ट करने वाले हैं कि जो भी बच्चे सारे हमारे स्टूडेंट मेडिकल फंसे हुए या अन्य कोई पथी में पढ़ रहे हैं, इंजीनियरिंग में है या दूसरे में है, तो जो भी इंडियन स्टूडेंट वहाँ ईरान मिडल ईस्ट में पढ़ते हैं और फंस गए, तो वो वापस लाने की व्यवस्था की जाए। डेटा उनको एम्बेसी से मिलेगा। तो हमारा सबको रिक्वेस्ट है कि जो भी स्टूडेंट फंसे हुए हैं वो एम्बेसी का कांटेक्ट करें और एम्बेसी गवर्नमेंट को बोलेगी तो ही कांटेक्ट होगा। भाई डायरेक्ट कांटेक्ट पेरेंट्स से या हमसे कांटेक्ट है, पूरा डेटा नहीं मिलेगा। तो हमने दोबारा भी हम ऐसा लगेगा तो सभी एम्बेसी के नंबर जो मिडिल ईस्ट की कंट्री है, जो गवर्नमेंट ने हेल्पलाइन जारी की है, वो दोबारा हम भेजेंगे और गवर्नमेंट को भी रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे जो बच्चों की परीक्षा खत्म हो गई है और हमारे देश में वापस आना चाहते हैं तो उनको लाने की व्यवस्था करें।
Amid rising concerns over fuel prices, All India LPG Federation President Jagmohan Singh Raina said the ongoing tensions between Israel and Iran have now spread across West Asia and are now beginning to impact global fuel markets. He noted that the conflict has evolved into an economy-driven crisis affecting energy prices. Raina urged people not to hoard LPG cylinders, warning that it could trigger panic in the market. He also said the government has extended the gap for issuing LPG cylinders from 21 to 25 days, adding that the situation is already affecting the hospitality sector in Kashmir, where hotels and restaurants are facing shortages. On the India Semiconductor Mission 2.0, President of the India Electronics and Semiconductor Association and SEMI India, Ashok Chandak, said that chip manufacturing is a long-term agenda that cannot be started and stopped in the short term. He added that the industry has recommended to the government the need for consistency and continued support from semiconductor manufacturing programs in the country.
Right. At the start, we briefly discussed ISM 2.0 and the finance minister's remarks during the budget session. So, as an industry association, can you tell us what is it that you're looking for from the government when it comes to ISM 2.0? Should it be more focused on the design element, or should the government continue to double down on chip manufacturing? So, your thoughts on this?
My view is the chip manufacturing is an agenda that cannot be switched on and off in a short term. And the 5-year cycle is a short term here actually in our industry. Right. That means the chip manufacturing related support and a focus to be continued decades. And, yesterday I was even, yesterday we had a Micron plant inauguration. I was there when Honorable Prime Minister made his speech and Union Minister, Mr. Vaishnav. Also, yesterday there was a Gujarat Semiconductor in Gandhinagar. I was there. Again, Mr. Ashwini Vaishnav was there. And they are very clearly making a statement actually at a public forum that our support for manufacturing will continue. This program is a long term. And this is what we have made a recommendations and request to the government, that there must be consistency and continuation of this program of the manufacturing support. Now, having said that, as an entire value chain and end-to-end ecosystem of semiconductor electronics includes the materials, the chemicals, the gases, the equipments related manufacturing activity, the end products. So there is a recommendation that yes, we should expand now so that these are also included. And not necessarily that everything must be done 100% in India. Our recommendation is we must do something where we are a credible player. So design, we are a credible player now. There are a lot of design activity which is going on. Move the design to the product creation. Today we are doing a captive designs, doing part of the design element of the chip, somebody else is marketing. Let's create the startup and a DLI related pull so that the products are designed out of India. That's the first recommendation. So deep tech, startup, complete design, leverage to be product creation, as a making India a product creation nation. That's a point.
But Mr. Chandak, on that note, don't we already have a very mature semiconductor design ecosystem? Like if I look at like the large semiconductor companies like Nvidia, Qualcomm, they have pretty massive R&D bases and research designers present within India. So should design still be, can you explain to us why design should still be a focus?
I'll tell you. I said design, we are already having a strength, and absolutely you are on dot. There are several global companies, as I mentioned. Most of the design resources today reside into the captive design centers of the global companies. So that is where we have the knowledge base and pool. How many India brands exist today? Not many. And what we are referring now is where to move from design strength. We must leverage this design strength to create a product. So the complete product has to be created. The product ownership, IPR should reside in India, and it is branded as a designed or created in India kind of a product.
Right.
That's where the economic value is. See, today, when we do only design for global companies, it is good. It's a very good starting point. It gives a desired knowledge base and also gives us a footprint worldwide. And we are doing let us state of art. So let's say 2, 3, 4 nanometer kind of chips are designed out of India, which is not many companies, not many countries can do that. Now, how do we leverage this pool to create our India own chips, end product? And that is where we are referring a deep tech startup has to come in. Some companies like L&T Semiconductors, for example, Giant Semiconductors. There are some of the startups, those are supported. There are 20 startups, those are being supported in ELI now, and plan is to go beyond 100. So these companies would be nurtured. They will have to create the own product. And this is what I'm referring as a focus of next ISM 2.0, to create a framework, to create the incentive mechanism, create a structure so that these things are encouraged to have the India own product actually. So that was point one I was referring in terms of the ISM 2.0. Then we're also expecting that the ISM 2.0 should provide some additional incentives for the equipments and materials, because this is also part of the value chain within the industry. So the chemicals, the gases, the raw materials, part of the equipments, those are being made actually because everything is going to be more automated in terms of the plants. So that's a thing which needs to come in ISM 2.0.
And that was all for this hour's bulletin. For more news and updates, stay tuned to HORNBILL TV. Goodbye.